Okay, so it is so snowy and icy out that I actually fell into the truck. I'm gonna sit in the back seat to get y'all some really good tow footage. This is the hybrid. So we got the green light right there, your little green bar letting us know when you're at 0, you're using electric mode, and when you're recharging, it goes down into that band. You'll hear when the gasoline engine turns on. So Marie, take us away. Well, this is what we're towing here. Now, whether you're towing a four-wheeler or a load from the hardware store, this is pretty representative. This is 1,500 pounds, 1,600 pounds, and actually with all the snow and ice back there, definitely probably more on the 1,600 pound. And, you know, we're gonna see how it does. You know, how does it go uphill? And how does it deal in these very snowy conditions? If this hybrid powertrain can handle pulling, you know, 1,600 pounds, the EcoBoost will have no issues at all, because this is 191 horsepower from the combined engine and motor, 155 pound-feet of torque from that gasoline 2.5 liter Atkinson 4-cylinder engine. And so far, even though we're towing, we're going downhill, and we're actually able to brake. The anti-lock brakes work fantastically. This is about as snowy as I think most of you will ever see. I hope most of you don't regularly see much more snow than this, because we have trouble seeing much more than 60, 70 feet ahead of us.
The visibility is horrible right now.
But how's the Maverick's visibility? How do you find the positioning of the pillars and the windows? Can you see well? Do you find navigating in and out of traffic to be good?
Yeah, it's good. The windows on the sides are big enough, so I see really well. So it's not a negative point; it's a positive point with the windows on the Maverick. We see very well. The back too. It's a small window, and I'm surprised. I see wider, and it's good.
But anyways, when you're hooking up the four-wheeler, when you backed up, I think you're probably using the 8-inch touchscreen for the backup. That's a used for visibility to match up on that hitch.
Yeah, when I back up to be close from the hitch, I wasn't bad. I see with the back camera, it was a little bit. There was a little bit of snow on the camera, but I see as well to be able to arrive next to the pole.
I think for your first time backing up to a trailer, or one of your first times, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Shot 1, you're only about 1.5 feet away. And thank goodness we have the anti-lock brakes. Now, just a reminder, all 4-pin hitches, so $140 US or $400 Canadian for the 4-pin hitch option, does not allow you to have brakes on your trailer. If your trailer has brakes, well, it's just not going to send power to them. So right now we're pulling this 1,500 or 1,600 pounds downhill without any assistance from trailer brakes. Now I'm cheap, of course, famously cheap, but not famous. And of course, my trailer does not have brakes. But you know, beyond getting very snowy, I'll open this window back here. So there's your optional slide out window. And we're pulling just fine. We're on some snowy and icy conditions. And we made it down the hill, made it to the stop, didn't get pushed through, even though what we're towing behind us is about 35 to 40% of the overall weight of the Maverick. And so far, quite well, but let's see if we can make it back up that extremely steep hill.
Yeah, it went well. When I brake at the end of the hill, it slides a little bit because it's very icy, like John said, but I'm sure if I don't have a trailer on the back, I will brake the same with a car on the ice. So for me it was normal to have a little bit trouble to brake, but it didn't take too much longer to finally brake.
Now here's a little trick for you, Marie-Pierre, and anyone who's watching at the moment. Why don't you go ahead and hit the L on the rotary switch, hit that L, and that's going to give you your regenerative braking, and you know, you can call it transmission braking. Not only charges your battery, but also takes care of a good amount of braking, not from, you know, your actual brake pedal. So that's definitely going to help us going down hills while pulling a load. Remember, if you have the EcoBoost 4K, you can have up to 400 pounds tongue weight. That's the weight that you have on your hitch. And whoa, really bad roads with the hybrid, we're allowed 200 pounds.
What surprised me is I hit the gas pedal to the gas of the hybrid pedal, if I can say that like that. I didn't feel that I towed that much. It just goes very well. So the Maverick has good power, I guess.
So we've put it in low to help us get down these steep, snowy and somewhat icy hills. That's gonna help a lot. Marie's finding this to be pretty powerful, even though we're pulling all this weight. And we'll see how it makes it up. We'll not just stick it to the main roads, we'll hit a side road that we went down that was pretty darn snowy. Still have our load behind us, we're still doing fine. Okay, so this is the steep hill tow test right here.
Yeah, it showed me in the screen that it was a little bit icy.
Okay, so it lets us know when we're sliding around. So we just made it at a complete stop. Snowy roads going uphill with 15 to 1600 pounds behind us, and we are taking off from that stop just fine with the hybrid. So even on a steep hill, the 2.5 liter Atkinson engine with its 191 combined horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque generated from the gasoline engine is doing really well. And this is a severe snowstorm, and these road conditions are severe. Now we're not going through a foot of snow or anything, but as you can see,
Can't see anything.
we can see,
Oh, we see when somebody's walking.
yeah, we can barely see someone walking. Even he's completely covered in snow. So that's what these conditions are like. And the Maverick, surprisingly,
Welcome to Canada.
yeah, and welcome to the Maverick, because the Maverick Hybrid, the least powerful powertrain of the two, can handle towing quite well uphill and in a snowstorm on, well, conditions that made me slide and fall into the truck. So these are, the main roads here aren't as icy as our driveway, but the vehicle is handling it just great. Would you say it's good? Bad, good, fantastic?
It's good. At the beginning, I didn't feel that I was towing something. When we went up the hill, then I feel it a little bit. But when we had more speed, after that we continue to don't feel that much that we need to have power to tow.
Yeah, it takes off a little slower because we don't have all four wheels giving us traction in these low traction situations. So, well, huge pass, I'd say. Maverick has proven itself on the tow test. You excited for your Maverick?
Yeah, I'm very surprised about the hybrid. I wasn't thinking that it could be powerful like that.
So let's teach Marie-Pierre how to back up the four-wheeler and trailer. So if you're doing Home Depot, hardware store runs, this is what your life's going to be all about. Marie loves the renovations, so she's got to learn how to pick up those materials for the renovations. This might need a few tries, but there's no trailer assist dial knob the way there is on the F-150s. Oh, you've...
So much ice.
Okay, so you're probably wondering about miles per gallon, and I'll tell you in liters per 100 kilometers. I'll transfer it just at the bottom. But prior to this, we are doing around 5 liters per 100 kilometers. And after towing, we kicked it up to 10.7 liters per 100 kilometers, meaning while towing, we're doing about 15 to 16 liters per 100 kilometers. So just to give you an idea, now these conditions are not ideal, far from it, they're pretty bad, so they're not representative, but you can expect when towing to do between 10 liters per to 15 liters per 100 kilometers, depending on where you drive. Okay, so I should be using that backup camera right now, but I'm just too used to the Broncos backup camera being completely not usable. But on the Maverick, it does not get completely covered in snow, so I should have been using that backup camera, but what can you do? Habits are habits. I'm doing it!
Yeah, John is good.
That's usually what people say right before an accident happens.
Yeah. Too confident after that.
Well, I guess I won't get it on one shot.
No, it's better to retry. Oh,
There's that ice.
you're on ice.
Yeah, no studs on these tires.
Yeah, we see it.
Surprising we got through towing in town on a steep hill with these kind of conditions.
Yeah, you have it.